What's up, fellow clashers? It's Apollyon here, and we're going to do some how would you hit these bases, but instead of Town Hall 9, since we really don't have hardly any more Town Hall 9s, unfortunately we're basically 10, 11, and 12 as far as our clans. We're going to focus on Town Hall 10s, very similar with Town Hall 9 too. A lot of the strats are very the same, except you can't bring wall wreckers. So I'm going to show you a first one of how would you hit this base and just give you a little taste of how this is. I liked a certain strategy, and I'm going to give you a spoiler here that I did not actually get the 3 here, but I love the attack strategy and I loved everything. I used, let's go ahead and show it, I used a queen charge slash La Lune, and I'm going to start right here at 12 o'clock or at 1:15, and I'm going to start funneling with the queen and then the baby dragon and a wizard up top at 12 and 11:30 because I want to push her down, and then I'll use the king at 3 o'clock to do some more funneling. Now the biggest thing for me is I brought a freeze exactly for this reason, and I don't know, I was expecting to freeze for the wall wrecker that I'm sending in at 2. I was a little late with the wall wrecker. Should have sent it in about 5-6 seconds ago so that it would be targeted. It would take out that storage unit and then be targeted by the Inferno Tower. Now the queen just steps in front of it, and I panicked and I hit the ability right there, which I did not want to do. Dropping out the, pulling out the CC and then taking care of that wall wrecker, getting so much value. And we just need to take out that baby dragon. There we go. And then there's a witch. I think the poison was a little bit off there, but I get so much value from this push. I will get the enemy queen as well. The Valks will pop out. They'll instant kill that queen. And then I've got a lot of value here that this queen would get. She would start moving down and get out of the Inferno Tower range, possibly, as she gets in there. I would be able to rage that and push it through, and I should have started the La Lune a little bit quicker, but if I had the ability, could have popped the ability, had these Lunes already tanking for that Inferno Tower, sending the La Lune portion in there and just having everything come through the base. The queen would have stepped into the core, gotten the wizard tower there towards the 630 core, and probably the expo and a couple other point defenses, making things really, really nice. Have a lot of spells to deal with this kind of stuff, having that La Lune portion or the Lava Hound portion pop, using the freeze there, which wasn't the best. I would have definitely gotten more value of it if I would have used it where I wanted to towards that Inferno Tower. Just again panicking. Still have another haste to push these Lunes through, and look at the back end of this. It's all cannons. That's exactly what I was looking for. They really don't have to do anything, is just take out these cannons, and then they've got one Tesla at 2 o'clock, I'm sorry, 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and we're home free. The Lune will actually take advantage of that haste, push its way through towards there, get there a little bit quicker, and I believe I actually get a couple. There we go. So there is a Lune. It will fall to the, I think there's a air bomb. There we go, or seeking air mine. So it does take that out. Really didn't affect it that much. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten the 3 even with that balloon, but it was really, really, really close. So as you can see, with the queen taking out a couple of those other defenses and pushing her way down towards 6 to take out that town hall and everything, as the pathing was wide open in the core, that was an easy 3. Unfortunately, we had it cleaned by somebody that dipped from a lower Town Hall 11 just to clean it up, using a little different strategy. Same entry, but using hogs instead. But I really like that. You could see that if I was able not to pop the queen, I would have been able to got that 3. So that's how we're going to start the video out, with how you could have done an attacker when Town Hall 10s go wrong with a great strategy. So let's start with King Tut here, and we'll give you an idea of how this video, the base looks. There we go. We'll just scroll up a little bit, let you see what we're dealing with, the queen is, and everything like that. And there we'll go. So you guys can decide which you would like to use, and it's going to be our tried and tested, basically. Instead of golems, it's going to be giants and hogs with just a couple funnel troops in there. And using that wall wrecker as either third giants or a third golem, whatever you want to call it. We've got nice funneling with that bowler bounce there at the 2 o'clock area. And I think we're just going to funnel down, yeah, towards 3 o'clock. And just you always look at the opposite end of where that wall wrecker is going to come in. So normally wherever the opposite side of the town hall is, that's where you're going to do your funneling work and get that wall wrecker in. So we've got the giants, and the reason why he used giants is to tank for the Inferno Tower without any splash damage. Was getting tons of value. There we go. Wall wrecker still making through. Don't even think it's been targeted by the Inferno Tower. King will take care of that, and giants will also help out. We've used the poison on the CC. Queen is going to do her own thing. She's not going in the core, but we've already taken care of the enemy queen. We've already taken care of one of the Inferno Towers, so that queen is going to get a lot of value, basically shaving off that 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock defensive end. Still has her ability, and we have tons of heals. We have 4 more heals for all of these hogs making their way across the base. Sending a couple more in at 10 o'clock to get that mortar, just again shaping it up so that we want those hogs to be pushed through the base. There we go, sending the rest of them in, almost the rest of them, keeping one of them at 9 o'clock. You know how much I like that. And then we still have one more heal. Unfortunately, the queen has died. She was taken, or she will die in just a second, with the giant bomb and with that archer tower, but tanking a little bit for those hogs. And we still have a poison for either that king or any of the skellies that might come out, but we might as well drop that poison at any time now if we're going to use it, just to slow down that king and let those hogs take it out. But this attack is completely done. We have gotten our 3, and it was a really, really nice hit. So that's a way to start us off on the right way to hit 10v10. And we've got, oh, there we go, we poisoned our builder hut. That helps it die quicker. All right. Let's just show a couple more. And we'll look at this one. Let me go ahead and put the little marker up there. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at this base. This is a very common design where you see the Inferno Towers all the way opposite from each other at noon and 6 o'clock. Kind of like a triangle-ish type of base, or diamond-shaped base. So just to give you a feel of what you're looking for, and we'll see what T used to hit this base. And it is the standard bitch with a golem for tanking, and you got that extra golem as a wall wrecker to help out. And you're going to see that with a lot of these bases where you have the outside walls trying to stop wall breakers and the pathing to get in, but the wall wrecker doesn't care. That's the only thing. It's so much easier to deal with these type of bases with the wall wrecker, because you just send that wall wrecker in. Look at the town hall. It's all the way towards 7 o'clock, so you send the wall wrecker in at 2 o'clock, and it's just going to bash through those walls and let all the rest of those troops in there. We've got no healers in here, but that's just absolutely no problem. We've got 2 freezes. One was just used, I think the freeze was used a little quickly. You really want, especially if it's targeted on that wall wrecker, you want that Inferno Tower to burn up pretty hot and then freeze it just before it gets to that really bad spot, and then it resets it completely again. We've got the king at one side, the queen at the other, and we've got the bowlers and wall wrecker coming in through the core. Raging those Valkyries up in the core, it just completely shreds everything else. It looks looking really, really good. We've only got a couple defenses on the outside. Unfortunately, those are point defenses. We just need to take out that Inferno Tower, which the skellies, witches, and bowlers and everything else are trying to do. That mortar is making it a little difficult killing all the skellies in there, so as well as some of those point defenses of the cannons. But I think we're finally going to get it down right here. There we go. And at this point, now we have nothing really to worry about. We still have a queen with completely full health after she eats that giant bomb. Not quite full health, but almost full health with ability. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point defenses and a splash damage, which means absolutely nothing. Good job by these witches taking out that one of those 5 point defenses. And now we just have to worry about 4 point defenses and that splash damage, which is doing absolutely nothing. But look at how close they are to each other, and they're all reachable from the outside, which is going to be key. There we go. The second point defenses. Now we got 3 left. but the queen still has ability, and without any splash damage to take out her archers, or whatever you want to call their archer spawn, they're going to tank for her a little bit, and then she's going to be able to take out some of these buildings. It's going to be pretty close, but she's going to take out that cannon, and we've got our 3-star hit. All right, our last one we're going to take a look at. Let me put the banner back up, and we will actually see what happens when you can do a 3-star hit. There we go. Okay. So this is what happens when 3-star hit goes right. So I almost had a 6-pack, but you know, you saw the other attack. So here we go. Take a look at this base. We've got those outside walls again. Town Hall all the way towards 9 o'clock. Inferno Towers are right on entry at 3 o'clock. And we'll go ahead and take a look at what I used. Semi-similar strategy to the one before, except 0 bowlers. You guys have seen this attack before on my live attack. I love, it's just basically a go-wee, just mass witches with a couple of tanks. I used the 6 giants at 2 o'clock, 2:30, because of that Inferno Tower. I want them to tank, and that golem would be shredded and you'd have nothing left of it. And I didn't want to send them up towards the 12 o'clock because of that splash damage. But at 12 o'clock, where I can send the golem, it's going to stay alive for a long time. It's going to be completely out of the range of that Inferno Tower, dropping a couple witches on each of the corners just to take out the builder hut and start spawning some of those skeletons. And then we've got our golem in at 12 o'clock. And then we've got our giants in at 2 o'clock. Send in that wall wrecker in really early. You want to send that in really quickly. And look at that Inferno Tower targeting the giants instead of it. Now we finally got it targeted the wall wrecker. I think I could have held on to that freeze a little bit longer. I probably used it a little quick, but it's just fine. There's absolutely no problem at all. Using the king there to take out that Inferno Tower. Queen is going to step in, and then we've got our witches coming up both flanks. Most of them dead towards the 11 o'clock, but so much value into the core. We still have not popped the wall wrecker. The wall wrecker's got tons of health left and nothing to really take it out. Looks like it's going to make it almost all the way through, if not all the way through. We've got our king is down, but our queen is completely up. We've got a heal. Swagging again. It wouldn't be my attack if I didn't swag a rage. Swag the rage there at 3:30, 4 o'clock. Just because I fat fingered it, I wanted to use it towards the core, but it's looking really good. Queen is able to snipe some of these defenses through the walls before she has to break through. And here we go, absolutely no defense, splash defenses on the outside except for that mortar. For all of these witches, I was able to use the heal to heal them completely back up to full. So they'll be able to take that mortar out if the queen doesn't get to it already. Which the queen will. There we go. And now we've got absolutely nothing to worry about. We've got no more defenses. We've even got some Valkyries coming through here from the wall wrecker CC, and they're just taking out everything else. So really cool hit. I just love this strategy. On most bases, most designs, if you can get your wall wrecker has decent amount of value and get through the core, it's just basically GG. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'm going to try to do a couple more of these type of videos. We really are using that golem mass hogs tons. There was like about 5 other hits that I could have shown that were all using the golem and hogs. I wanted to show air attack. That's why I showed my attack, even though it wasn't a 3. I really would have liked to put those numbers up there. I think it was a 3-star hit, just not executed correctly, and it would have been a nice air example. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share them with your clanmates if you guys enjoy these strategies and benefit from them. You know that they will as well. Use your FCs, practice them over and over. Get used to the comps, get used to the timing. Timing is everything, and where to drop this wall wrecker. Probably we'll do a wall wrecker type of video, how to use it and when to use it, why, everything like that. So practice it. Go ahead and get those 6-star clan wars and practice those 3-star attacks.